Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS MLB Wednesday, which means we got a double header as far as live shows. We'll be live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll go through the 6-day games. Then we'll be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll go through the WNBA first. Then we'll go through the MLB night games. So if you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. In this video, Bo Sox Blue Jays in Toronto. Let's go.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
All right, like I said, Boston's on the road in Toronto for this one. The Blue Jays are short home favorites here, minus 125. Total sitting at 8.5. Got Brayan Bello on the mound for Boston. Kevin Gausman pitching for the Jays. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. And according to the model, we got a slight lean on Boston through the first 5, 2.94 to 2.72. Pretty heavy lean on Boston through the full game, 5.38 to 4.41. All right, so let's take a look at this matchup, and we'll start with Kevin Gausman. Solid looking numbers on the year, 4.08 ERA, 127 whip. Last 7 starts, numbers look pretty much identical to that. Last 3 starts, 392, 102, so even a little bit better. The story with Kevin Gausman is he can't seem to pitch at home. But here's the thing. Is it Kevin Gausman can't pitch at home? Or is it his toughest matchups have been at home? I mean, look at his game logs here. Home games, Cleveland, Baltimore, Tampa and Minnesota down there. But if you scroll back even further back than this, all his tough games have been at home. Meanwhile, his road games, Oakland, the White Sox, the Tigers. I mean, he's seeing much easier lineups on the road. So when you pull up his home away splits, 186 ERA on the road compared to a 644 at home. WOBA, home runs per 9 whip. I mean, everything's significantly worse at home. There probably is something to that, but we also have to consider the fact that he's seeing much tougher lineups at home, and that doesn't change here because it's the Boston Red Sox, and they are red hot. In the last 30 days, 6th in WRC+, 2nd in OPS, 2nd in WOBA. The last 30 days on the road, this is a top 10 lineup, a top 5 lineup, I'm sorry. It's also a top 5 road lineup on the full season. 4th, 5th, and 5th. So Boston's definitely been hitting on the road. They've been hitting on the road all year. They've also been hitting right-handed pitching in the last 30 days. 7th, 2nd, and 2nd. Top 5 lineup against righties in the last 14 days. The last 3 righty starters to pitch against Boston, 8.56 ERA and a 2.34 whip. So they are not having problems getting to righty starters. And when you look at the names on this list, it actually gets even more impressive. Marcus Stroman, Luis Gil, who's been great. They only got 1 run off him, but 8 base runners in 5 innings. They crushed Aaron Nola. So yeah, this Boston lineup is most definitely hot right now, and it's loaded with lefties. Look at Kevin Gausman's righty-lefty splits here. 365 WOBA against lefties, 149 whip compared to 289 and 108 against righties. Look at all the lefties projected to be in Boston's lineup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely looking like a really tough spot for Gausman, and it actually gets even worse for Gausman when you look at his splits against top 10 and bottom 10 lineups. Against top 10 lineups for his righties, which we just established the Boston Red Sox definitely are right now, 7.54 ERA and a 1.63 whip. Gausman's really struggled with good lineups this year, and this particular team, Boston, they've crushed him. In his last 5 starts against Boston, he's 1-1 with an 8.02 ERA and a 1.73 whip. So he's always struggled with Boston. They're red hot. He's struggling at home. All signs point to Gausman getting crushed here. But speaking of getting crushed, we got to talk about Brayan Bello next. And I mean, this is just not his year. In his last 6 starts, he's got a 6.89 ERA, 1.72 whip. It's even worse than that in his last 3 starts. Certainly been struggling on the road. His last 4 road starts, 7.08 ERA, 1.67 whip. Even worse than that in his last 2 road starts. If you look at the game logs, okay, yeah, give him a pass for the Yankees, but the White Sox absolutely crushed him. The Tigers, yeah, okay, on the road in Baltimore, we'll give you a pass for that. But the Rays, the Cardinals, I mean, he's had a couple tough starts in there, but there's some easy lineups that should not be hitting him up. Brayan Bello is just not pitching at all like he was last year. Now, we can look at the Blue Jays bats and be like, oh, but he's got an easy one. It's Toronto. In the last 30 days, it's really not that bad. 14th in WRC+, 16th in OPS, 16th in WOBA. At home, they really haven't been hitting at home all year, but it's not practical joke bad. On the season, 18th, 23rd, and 21st, 19th, 20th, and 19th in the last 30 days. Against right-handed pitching, pretty average. In the last 30 days, 11th across the board. Last 14 days, slightly below average. They have gotten to the last 3 righty starters they've seen. 6.75 ERA and a 1.69 whip. But when you look at the game logs, it's really Ben Lively and Carrasco. They scored 3 runs on Pivetta, but he was able to pitch 7 innings into that game. It wasn't really a shelling. Pivetta, they did get to Pivetta a little bit, but he really was pretty good in that game. It's Ben Lively and Carlos Carrasco. Other than that, Toronto hasn't been touching righty starters. That being said, in the past, they haven't had problems getting to Bayo. Through 5 career starts against the Blue Jays, he's 1-3 with a 6 ERA and a 175 whip. So not only is Bayo struggling right now, but historically he has struggled against this team. But Toronto is loaded with righties. I mean, look at see Bayo here. He's getting crushed by lefty bats, but against righty bats, he's actually got some solid-looking numbers. Toronto's projected to have 7 righties in the lineup here. So Toronto not really hitting at home, haven't been hitting at home all year, not really particularly hitting righties. This might be a spot for Bayo to bounce back. I mean, I'm not willing to put my money on it, but if there's ever a spot for Bayo to put himself together a decent start, this might be it. As far as the bullpen matchup, it's all Boston here. I mean, Boston's bullpen has been significantly better than Toronto. We're talking about a top 10 bullpen to a bottom 5 bullpen. Boston's bullpen has also been good on the road. Toronto's bullpen at home has been absolute shit. So no question, Boston, huge edge in the late innings. Then you look at the offense, Boston's been better scoring runs in the late innings as well. So once we get to inning 6 and beyond, I mean, it's all Red Sox here.
Here's the thing with this game, bullpen usage. Boston's bullpen is in a situation right now. Jansen pitched again tonight. That's 3 of the last 4. Slayton pitched tonight. Bernardino pitched tonight. That's 3 of the last 4. Kelly pitched tonight. That's 2 of the last 3. So even though Boston's bullpen has been much better and Boston's offense has been much better in the late innings, a little worried about the Red Sox bullpen. But when you look at Toronto's bullpen, I mean, Green, Pearson, Cabrera, Little, all pitched tonight. So even they're a little bit taxed. I mean, not nearly as bad as Boston. Toronto, not nearly as bad as Boston. But so as far as what I'm betting in this game, I want to go right back to Boston. I want to take them at the plus money. Just a little scared of the bullpen usage. So when I'm eyeing up, Red Sox team total over 3.5, minus 120. I'm going to take that. Yeah. Bo Sox over 3.5, team total, minus 120. Gosman's been pretty ass at home. He's been pretty ass against good lineups. Boston's red hot. They continue to score runs. They can score runs in the Toronto bullpen. This way, this protects me against a Boston taxed bullpen blow up. Give me the Red Sox team total over 3.5. Like I said earlier, live show, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time and 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'll go through the day games first. Then we'll come back live again at 4 o'clock. We'll go through the WNBA and the night games. If you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets or top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to KyleKirms.com and sign up for Sauce Network Plus. Comes with the top bets, access to the Discord, and you can participate in the weekly betting league. I went 3-0, swept in the league tonight. $100 and a Sauce Network handicapping trophy to the winner every single week. Head over to the website and sign up if you're interested. Let's have ourselves a nice Wednesday. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.